Hi everybody.
Hi. We're back.
We're back. We decided to sit down. We were talking about our favorite moments, like our favorite memories from the past 4 years. And Frank actually brought up a good idea as to make a video. Why don't we make a video of our favorite moments? So here we are making a video of our favorite moments.
Best of.
The best of Neverland Family. So we've been vlogging since 2015. It was actually, I think, the very first official vlog that we put up on YouTube was of Ellie's 3rd birthday.
Mom, hi,
Yeah.
Mommy.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Max.
Hi,
Just
Hi,
don't-
Max.
Don't climb that. Max is playing outside. Ellie's playing over here. So yeah, it was officially our first vlog of July 2015.
But I don't think we were officially vlogging. We just videoed stuff,
Yeah.
and that was when we were posting to YouTube just because we wanted
Our
family to see it or whatever.
Yeah. We had no intention of making a channel. We made the channel, but really we made it.
We didn't mean to do this.
We didn't mean to do this. 4 years later. Yeah, it was something that we just started because our family always asked us, what do you guys do at Disney? Because we go so often. So instead of telling them, I figured we would post it and they could see it for themselves. But we kind of gained a few family members along the way.
Yep.
We're just kind of excited to still be doing it 4 years later, and really we don't have any intention to stop, but you never know how the future is. We do have some exciting things to share with you guys. Not today. I think that's...
Jeez, what a cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, that's how you get people to watch. Yeah, we have a lot of exciting things coming up, but we figured we'd take a breather and just kind of reminisce back on the last 4 years.
Mhm.
So we were sitting down at dinner and we were like, okay, well, what are our favorite, we have a lot of memories.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that stick out. But there are a few things that stick out more than others. So I think let's just get to it. I think the biggest memory that Frank and I have was, first of all, we stayed at Bay Lake for the very first time in 2013. That was our first time doing the DVC rental. We were both kind of scared, nervous, because we didn't know what to expect, and we've never stayed at Contemporary before.
And we never rented points.
And we've never rented
so we didn't
points,
know how that was
so
gonna work.
right. Little did we know that Contemporary Bay Lake ends up being our favorite resort. That's our home, and it's not because of Contemporary. It's because of the memories we've created there. And the biggest memory that we have was Ellie was only 13, 14 months the first time that we stayed there, and she ended up taking her very first steps at Bay Lake.
Mhm.
That was something, and I don't know, I think that kind of was the kicker of our Bay Lake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd already, for whatever reason, I think we felt at home there.
Yeah, I don't...
It was easy just it would seem like it was easy just to stay there.
Yeah.
Talking about Ellie walking for the first time, I think one of my favorite moments was when she fell in the hallway.
Which time?
Well, I think it was just hilarious the time that she fell at Beach Club.
Yeah.
And the slow-mo footage just made it even that much more fun. I mean, it was hysterical, but when we put it into slow motion, and it just was 10 times funnier, I thought.
Watch the wall.
No, come on. Stop.
This way, silly.
See you later. She was fine, but her reaction to it too, like she was so mad at herself,
Yeah.
but then she was laughing again. It
Right.
was, it was
Right. And we must have watched that I don't know how many
I don't-
times in slow-mo.
yeah, it was so funny. My mom was with us that time too, and she was snorting along with us. It was like funny snort for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's more funny about it, that the way she fell or how many times. Like that wasn't the first fall of the trip, and that was only on
Right.
day 2. That was like probably the 5th. I think we were trying to keep count and we lost count, but
Yeah. And it was obvious that she didn't get hurt, and it was
No.
like an over dramatic fall, I guess.
It really was.
It was definitely funny.
I think a toy went flying down the hallway too, didn't it?
think so.
She always has some kind of toy in her hand. She's behind the camera. That was definitely funny, and we always bring that back up to Ellie. We're like, hey Ellie, remember the time you remember? And what she said after was, oh stop, come on.
Yeah.
Again, like it's happened
Right.
again.
Like it's the millionth
again.
time that she fell down. Like she's been a victim of gravity all day.
Right. Yeah, that's just the story of her life. Poor kid. I think she gets that from me. Going back to Bay Lake, do you remember your birthday trip?
Yes.
The surprise that actually I didn't even have it planned.
We just got lucky.
We got lucky. The 1-bedroom surprise. That was really. So what ended up happening is usually I'm the one that checks us in. I ended up doing an online check-in beforehand, and I always tend, especially if we're staying at Bay Lake, we can't do heights. First, we both freak out. Second, with the kids, it's just we wouldn't be able to enjoy the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
So I requested on our online check-in like the lower level floors, and usually nothing above 6 for us. Well, what happened was when we checked in, I was at the front desk, and the cast member told us our room was ready, but she said it was on the 15th floor. And I felt bad bringing it up, but I said, no, we did the online check-in just asking for lower level floors because we can't handle it. And she was very, very understanding. So she's like, okay, well, let me see what's available. So she was going through her computer, and she's like, well, I do have a room that's on the 5th floor, which is perfect because that's like the best floor to have in Bay Lake. And she's like, but it's a 1-bedroom, but it's not ready yet. I said, that's okay. Like I was in shock at first because we've never really been upgraded like that. But I figured that I would keep that from Frank
Yeah.
until he got in.
Yeah, I was busy horsing around with Max. That's in the
intro
where I'm
Yeah.
throwing that
The
inflatable
inflatable
ring, that ring toss thing,
Yeah.
and ring tossing Max.
That's
That's what I was doing while
yeah.
it was happening.
So we did have to. We ended up going to the community hall and just wasting time there because it was like past 4 o'clock until the room was ready. And I don't know why we didn't think about eating anything, but we didn't eat anything, and we were kind of like really hungry. But I was just too excited that I just wanted to get there. Like as soon as my text message went off that our room was ready, I just wanted to go and get up there.
And I was fine hanging out there because there was
It was
so
fun.
much to do
There
in the
was.
community center anyway.
You
so,
know how much we love the community.
and that was when
halls.
they had the photo
Yeah.
thing too.
I think they don't have that anymore.
the photo booth.
I think that was for like the 45th anniversary,
Mhm.
something special. But Frank's reaction, I never know how you're gonna react to things because you don't really he doesn't really get overexcited. Like he's very mellow. And even your reaction was mellow, but I could tell that you were pretty surprised.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Something magical, extra magical happens. I'm not telling Frank until we get there. We got upgraded to a 1-bedroom. Surprise, Frank! All right. It's our faves. Come on. Come on, Ellie.
Did you get a bigger room? Is that
They upgraded us.
really?
Yes.
This is amazing.
Ah! Happy birthday!
Thank you. I mean, I was shocked because, I mean, I kicked open the door and I didn't see anything.
Right, he said, this is different. And I'm like, And I think, did you think that we were in the wrong room or something? Because you're looking, you're like, wait.
Well, no, because the last time that happened to us was after we got married and we had to switch rooms.
Oh, yeah.
That was the last time that happened to us.
We did get a pretty good, I should say, we did get a pretty good upgrade that for our
Pretty
wedding.
good. Yeah.
I wish we were vlogging back by our wedding.
Yeah.
I'll have to do a vow renewal.
20 years.
You told me 10, or past 10.
But then we went to 15.
So 15, you hear it first. That was our first time having a room that actually had like a stove and
we
like,
didn't bring anything.
And we didn't bring anything
We
because
didn't
we
bring
didn't know.
anything because we were just staying in a standard
at a,
room.
Right, at a
and-
studio.
Yeah, studio, and we just were, we budgeted just to eat meals
Right,
and all that. So we had this big, nice kitchen with the stove and a full-size refrigerator, and we brought potato chips.
Yeah, it was just like a few refrigerated stuff, and then the rest was snack
And
foods.
crumb cake.
Yeah, black and white cookies. That was definitely like one of my favorite like all-time check-in moments for sure.
Speaking of not cooking anything, when we go to the campground, we plan on cooking everything.
We bring everything to cook.
Whether it's in the tent or you know the cabin has the stove and the microwave
And even the grills, the charcoal.
right, the outdoor grills. So we brought damn charcoal that didn't
It didn't work.
But anyway,
Right.
we always plan on cooking everything when we're at the campground, just because that just seems like a place to cook stuff.
Right, get that smell.
And
going.
while you're cooking stuff, there's nothing better than cooking the cabin and trying to burn the cabin down.
I wasn't trying. I just did it.
It just comes.
It comes
natural.
naturally.
Oh my god, you guys. I don't know if you can tell. That you see all that haze? That's smoke from that. We had
This is Jenny's cooking.
you can see it. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I don't want the fire alarm going off. Oh my god. And they're still not cooked all the way. Come on.
Don't worry, the fire department's on their way.
It got stuck to the
They heard you were cooking.
Oh my gosh,
They heard you were cooking.
I couldn't get it off the pan.
Great. Look at that. Who's gonna wash this pan now? We're gonna be paying for that.
My bad. Yeah, I guess that was probably a memorable
Yeah.
experience.
And it wasn't anything like, cook some major meal. It was a couple of hamburgers that we were gonna cook.
Yeah,
And if
no,
the-
it was just patties.
if the the charcoal didn't get damp from one of the times we stood in a tent at Fort Wilderness,
Right. We didn't realize
then it would have lit. Funny thing is, after the burgers got burnt to a
Burnt.
crisp and the whole cabin was smoked up, the charcoal lit. So
Honestly, I was more concerned. I knew it was just smoky, but I was more concerned of the fire alarm going off because I didn't want, I'm sure Disney is like alerted that there's a fire alarm going off, and I didn't want this like chaos out in front of our cabin.
I was afraid the fire truck was going to show up and like Mickey and Donald and Goofy were going to come out with
That would've been-
hoses,
that would've
and
been
Pluto
pretty
would have
cool.
jumped off the back of the truck.
Yeah, that was definitely memorable.
Mhm.
We ended up eating at like 10 o'clock at night. That was fun. So lesson learned for our next trip coming up. I guess we're staying at the cabins. We're gonna get charcoal that's not wet.
And I'm cooking.
You see how I do it? I burn something and then he'll just offer to cook. Some of our favorite memories are from the kids interacting with the characters. Just seeing their personalities, not sure, you kind of like not sure how they're gonna react to certain characters. I think one of my favorites, because there are a lot, one of my favorite interactions was when Max was not even one, I think he was just turning one that trip or that month, that we went to go see Tinkerbell, and Ellie's already seen Tinkerbell a couple of times before that, and it's always been fun, but this one was just like extra special because this was like, I feel like the first time Max was like walking and able to move and be on his own.
Right.
And we just kind of let him free to see what he would do with
Yeah.
Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell was pretty much like another little kid with Max. And it was just like the very candid moments that we got.
Go ahead, Ellie, it's your turn.
And yes, happy 21st birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Come on, Bubba. Come on. He's like, I get there faster. Right there, right there, right there. Oh my goodness. Go get Tink. That's his flirting pose. She's pretty, isn't she? I love Tinkerbell. You're so silly. He just photobombed her. It's alright. Oh, mommy over Tink? Alright. I see. Bye, thank you.
She did a lot of playing around.
With both the kids.
And it seemed like she took like a lot of time with them. I don't
That was a long meet and greet.
Maybe there just weren't a lot of people.
I don't think somebody was behind us at that moment. I think
Because they let
somebody
you
did.
like funnel through
Yeah,
the doorway and then.
And then they stop a few people, let that group go through, and then they bring in another group. So we were I think we were the last of that group until they brought more people in. So we had, I think maybe like 5 minutes with her, which is pretty long for a meet and greet. But yeah, just the interactions with Max and Ellie, because you could see Ellie kind of not only interacting with Tinkerbell, but interacting with Max too, and kind of like saying, it's okay, let's play with Tinkerbell. So that was fun to see.
You always encounter some kind of surprise, I think. Like there's always something, or like we just happen to be at the right time, you know, right place at the right time, or something like that. But,
And I think it's just extra Disney magic. I think it happens with a lot.
Yeah, or we're there far too much.
I think it's a lot of everything all mixed in together.
So, but the time that we were staying at Bay Lake again, and we were in the community hall, we didn't have any plans to go to a park or anything, I think.
No, because it was Ellie's birthday.
Right.
So which is in July, and we're blacked out. So
Right.
this was our staycation, our beach club and Bay Lake staycation.
Yeah. So the plan was just to kind of hang out at the resort.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, really, if we're hanging out at the resort and they have the community center, I mean, really, there's no better place to hang out than the community center.
We ended up just saying, you know, we've had a long day at the pool, at the community hall. We're gonna go do the campfire and the movie Under the Stars. And it was nice because Shannon, who was at the community hall the night before, was doing the movie Under the Stars, and she picked Ellie and Max to open up the movie, which they do for every movie Under the Stars. So they ended up picking Ellie and Max, and that was so cool to see her get up there because she's very shy. She's a lot like you. She'd rather stand back and observe. She had no problem getting up there. All right, Ellie, do you know what this is called? An action. It's actually a director's clapboard. They use it to start movies. You know how it works? How does it work? You snap it, yeah. You want to give me a little test run? Go ahead and try. Go. Wham. Yeah, perfect. All right, so I'm going to need the help from the audience. We're going to count down from 5 to 1. And then my friend Ellie here is going to say lights, camera, action. And we're going to start this movie, all right? All right, everybody, let's hear you count down, all right?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Live camera action.
Yay! Enjoy the movie, everyone. Good job, baby.
Bye.
Max was a little bit more concerned about eating the popcorn because they
Yeah.
handed out the big bags, and he's just like, no, I'm good. I have my popcorn. The firsts are always memory makers. When we went to the Flower and Garden Festival, I think it was last year. I don't know if it was Ellie's first time in the butterfly garden. Something makes me think it was, but she's already obsessed with butterflies. But on that trip, she was able to hold a butterfly, and she would not. She became best friends with this butterfly.
He's behind you.
It's so pretty.
Pretty.
Let's go. Let's get our toy. Go play with it.
That's cool, huh, Ellie? Ellie won't part with the butterfly.
There you go.
Good job.
Well, I put it where a kid wants.
Oh, that was really nice.
Mama,
Oh, almost there.
And like this year, she went back, I think expecting to hold a butterfly, but I kind of explained to her that it may not happen. Every time she goes back to the Flower and Garden Festival, she's always wanting to go into the butterfly garden.
Whoa.
Oh, watch it.
We always try and push Ellie to volunteer for things and try and interact. And the little meet and greet with Belle at her cottage seems like a good place to do that because they want so many volunteers of kids to play roles and
Small
in the little
parts,
show.
bigger parts. Like Max is the teacup, and all he has to do is bounce. So it's good for any age, really.
Yeah, but she normally just is kind of, she'd rather stand back and watch, which is fine.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I guess she decided she wanted to participate.
She
and they
roared.
were looking for, yeah, they were looking for the beast. And
Yeah, and she roared and.
And suddenly the biggest, most ferocious beast Belle had ever seen jumped out and roared. His suits of armor screeched at the top of their lungs. Belle pleaded with the beast to let Maurice go, but the beast refused. So Belle agreed to take her father's place.
Good job.
Later that night, Belle became
I was surprised too because I was just like, who is this child? She like it just clicked, like she just came out of her shell for that moment. And then there was a good time like where she wouldn't, like she was just like, eh. And then the last time we were at Magic Kingdom, she did it too, and I was again surprised because she was just kind of like, yeah, she has her moments.
Mhm. Oh, thank you.
You. But at that moment, I remember, he's gonna laugh at me because he thinks I cry all the time.
Well, you do, don't you?
It's not nice to say. It's just, there's so many memories. No, it really is. I really got choked up when she came down and started dancing with Belle.
And as time went on, Belle realized that the beast was not mean or cruel, but in his heart was sweet and kind. And Belle and the beast became the very best of friends. That is the story of how the beauty lived.
Good job.
Thank you for the dance tonight, Beast. Do you think that we can take a picture? A big round of applause for our Beast.
Yay!
There was like a look in her eye that it was kind of like, holy cow, I'm dancing with a princess. You know, in her eyes, it was a 2.5, 3-year-old little girl just like dancing one-on-one with the princess. And I thought that was just, I was definitely getting choked up at that moment. But she did so good. She's very shy. For a very shy little girl, she stepped up to the plate. She was a good beast. Yeah, another first, and I got to experience it because Frank stayed back with Max, was Ellie's first time on Soarin. She felt like she was just like a big girl now. Like she could ride this ride.
While you guys were
Oh, did you have a
on
memory?
your merry way to Soarin, I was the dad that was there going, "What do you want me to do?" Max was crying because he couldn't go.
He wanted
with
to
them.
come on Soarin so bad, and I felt so bad. And I guess hindsight, I probably should have just had you guys come through the line with us, and then right when we got into the ride, said just kind of like go on through. But I felt so bad for him because he's like the daredevil. He wants to go on these rides, but he's just not tall enough for him yet.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He's vertically challenged at the moment.
Right. But now we have a ritual for when you guys go on Soarin. That's Daddy and Max time. We go on Nemo. And
I think, and that's a good tradition.
Yeah.
Until he's old enough to go on it.
we'll always just go on Nemo. You guys can have Soarin.
I don't know. You're gonna have to fight him.
We
It may trade. Ellie will be like, oh, I'm over Soarin. Speaking of like Max being the daredevil, his first time on the roller coaster.
No, I thought you were going to talk about when he was picking up those rocks over at Epcot.
Oh. That was another memory that I'd like to forget. Yeah, his first time on the Barnstormer. That was his first roller coaster. He didn't know what to think.
Did you? Good job! High five! Did you like it? Did you like it?
And it was just kind of like he wanted to go on the Barnstormer. So, all right.
I think he was more concerned about getting his Mickey Mouse lollipop because that was the night of the Not So Scary, and they were handing out like these special lollipops. He was kind of upset that he had to put the lollipop down. Like he was excited to go on the roller coaster, but he was like, I gotta leave my lollipop. So he had fun. Like he was just, I don't know if he was just like, what the heck just happened, or because I remember his first words were, I want my lollipop.
Speaking of firsts, spending Halloween at Port Orleans.
So much fun.
Yeah, there was just so much to do, it seemed.
I did a lot of research leading up to it because they're very vague. Anywhere, they don't say anything really on Disney website, and trying to look up like on Disney forums and Disboards and all, there really isn't much about what there is to do at the resorts on Halloween. And I kind of, from what I got from it, it was kind of like a small trick-or-treat area, and I kind of just assumed it was like through the lobby, the cast members were handing stuff out. It was so much fun.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of people there hanging around, but there was so much to do. Like Treat Loop, you do the whole loop around where the pool area was and the fishing hole and all that.
And then up in the front where the market is, they had a DJ, they had character meet and greets, it was Steampunk Mickey and Goofy, costume contests.
Which
like-
we won. We're in a costume competition, family costume competition.
Are we gonna win it?
I don't know, we'll see. The judges look tough.
It's not.
The judges look tough.
Yeah.
Here comes Goofy.
Make some noise for Goofy as he dances around. everybody. Go on and get your photo taken with him in just a little bit.
Team 6! Team 6!
Woo! That's us!
And one more.
Thank you. Whoa!
Winner is team. They also had like little stations that we didn't end up doing because it was a little bit too crowded and the kids were more focused on trick-or-treating.
Oh, thank you. Treasure. Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And then we ended up walking over to French Quarter to see what they had.
Gosh, look at your face. It is turning green. Is the rest of your body going to turn green too? No, just your face. So you're almost there. About to be a frog then, right?
Oh.
Oh, you look so cute. These Halloween costumes are adorable.
Say thank you.
What are you turning into?
Rocket.
You are.
Turn into a...
He looks so cute.
I know. He's the costume contest winner.
Oh, you
Yeah,
are.
the fan.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I see why. And I'm sure you were a close second, weren't you? Oh, you won too?
It was a family. It was the
Oh,
family
it's a family
contest.
one.
Yeah.
Phoenix, y'all have to help me next year with my costume.
Yeah. That would be fun.
That's Lewis the alligator. Yeah.
I am Groot. That's why. That's all I
Oh,
say.
really you?
Do you want your picture with Tiana?
It was set up differently. It was more of like, do a game, get candy.
Yeah,
it wasn't trick-or-treating.
Yeah, it was themed appropriately.
But I think I enjoyed Riverside because we ended up going back to Riverside and finishing up the night with trick-or-treating. Did you like that? Did you enjoy? Yeah, that was really fun, and I definitely want to go back on Halloween. I really want to go back to Port Orleans because we're like a creature of habit. When we find something that we like, we will continue to do it. And then really like I think our last thing would have to be the PeopleMover.
The PeopleMover is usually the first ride that we ride when we get there.
First ride,
Okay.
and if we can help it, the last ride. There's certain turns that, especially if you're going backwards, you don't know what's gonna happen. And we always over-exaggerate the turn.
Highway in the sky. The Galactic Federation. Entering one of the beautiful wonders of Space Mountain. Blast off.
And I think it's just something that we do because it gets the kids excited, we get excited about it. So those are our favorite memories so far. A lot, but I think those are the ones that stand out the most. That is it for us today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you liked our favorite moments. Can you do thumbs up? Okay. Thumbs up. We're taking a break next week. We're going to be staying at the cabins again, and I'm going to try not to burn it down this time.
Can't promise anything. We'll see.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on our next Disney vlog. Bye.
Bye.
Young girl, this is your chance to drive to the fast lane without worrying about getting a speeding ticket.